Hello AFD squad and welcome back to Transfer Review, where we put silly season underneath the microscope. Joining me today is Michael McSluggin. How are you, sir?
I'm good. I'm
Those
good.
Beautiful bushy eyebrows of yours.
Yeah.
Ready for a few transfers?
I am, yeah.
Ready to get stuck in? Your
pretty
chair
ready.
appears to have sunken a bit. I'm going to come down a bit. I'm going to come down a bit as well, yeah, just so we're the same height.
There we go. Sorted.
Yeah, it looks better, doesn't it? More aesthetically pleasing. Anyway, we're starting with Piatek to AC Milan. Can you please divulge?
Well, I mean, obviously we're used to covering rumours on this, but this is a confirmed transfer pretty much.
Yeah.
In fact, by the time this goes out, Piatek could have already been properly announced. He could have been unveiled because apparently he was having his medical with the Rossoneri yesterday. Obviously, Higuain going to Chelsea. The merry-go-round continues. What we love to see in the end of January, so we can kind of
use cha-ching.
Exactly. I believe Higuain did do very well for us yesterday as well over on it.
130k overnight, baby.
Yeah, so fantastic stuff. But anyway, back to the transfer. AC Milan have obviously bought him from Genoa for 35 million euros, it's believed. That's their second big outlay of January after getting Paqueta from Flamengo for the same price as well. So quite exciting times for if you're an AC Milan fan. And yeah, like I said, expected to have his medical yesterday. The fee is also the largest ever received by Genoa after El Shaarawy back in 2011. Obviously went to AC Milan as a 18-year-old, I believe, at the time, for about 14 mil. But it's also less than what they were bargaining for. They did want 40 million euros from AC. You know, I think they can probably be relatively happy, to be honest, with the price they got. Obviously, he did sign a 4-year deal with them last summer after coming from Poland, where he was very prolific as well. So yeah, only 6 months into that contract, he's gone for 35 mil. But you know, that's still what, like a 31 euro profit they posted in 6 months from. I think they paid about 4 million euros for him last summer. So they can be relatively happy. Obviously, they are losing pretty much their sole goal scorer though. So yeah, relegation could be an issue. In which case, you know, it might not pay off. It just depends how well they reinvest the money, is what I was going to say. But Chris, what are Genoa losing?
Well, they're tempting fate, really, mate, by selling their sole source of goals. Like you said, he scored 13 in 18, so in the 6 months he's been in Serie A, he's gone off like an absolute rocket, hasn't he? And let's not hope that he's another Papi Cisse or a Michu, who are absolutely deadly for 6 months, look like elite level players and then sort of fall off a cliff. But he's still young, isn't he? His shot numbers have been very good. We'll touch upon them in a second. And he's actually scored over half of Genoa's goals. Wow. So they've only got 25 in the league at current. So like we said, rolling the dice, letting this guy go, because a relegation battle is sort of on the horizon, isn't it, I guess, in many ways. But there are a couple of standout bad clubs in Serie A. He's averaging a strike every 123 minutes, the same rate as Cristiano Ronaldo at current. Pretty impressive, given that Genoa are 13 places and 36 points off Juve in 14th at this point. But despite being fourth, AC having similar problems. So they're struggling for goals too, with just 28. That's 3 more than Genoa.
Not great.
So they'll be hoping that he can sort of transmit some of that form in a Rossoneri shirt. Now, Piatek really is an out-and-out goal scorer, shades of Mauro Icardi here. Only averages 15 passes a game, so he completes 0.4 dribbles as well. Higuain beating him resoundingly in that stat with 1.3, but he is taking 4.1 shots, like I said. Higuain was averaging 3.7 in his time in the capital, which is actually a little upturn from times gone by at Juventus. However, Higuain is a much busier striker, and he played as the spearhead in a 4-3-3 under Gattuso. Gattuso sort of toyed with 4-4-2 at times this season, playing Cutrone up front with him, who's actually their second top goal scorer on 3, Higuain getting 6. So it will be interesting to see how Piatek adapts to being a solitary striker, because he's been playing in a 2, hasn't he, at Genoa. And like we've said, not the most involved. So let's see how that pans out. He might have to change stylistically, or maybe AC will, to adapt their new star signing.
I can imagine they might do. Yeah. He's so kind of dangerous, kind of picking up little spaces just on the edge of the area and then just kind of letting rip. So he's quite good at scoring from kind of kind of half chances.
Yeah.
So that might benefit AC. Clearly
Yeah.
something that Higuain's maybe struggled with a little bit this season.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see where his shot location and how many shots he's taken in the box as well. That might give us, a better indication of how sustainable those 4.1 shots are as well. Because if he's got good shot location and he's hitting 4 shots, that's better than Harry Kane at the moment. So might carve out a career as a deadly, prolific poacher. Now, for context, no one at Genoa is supplying more than 1.3 key passes a season at the moment, and Higuain was flanked actually by Çalhanoğlu and Suso, who are creating 3 apiece. So maybe Higuain, not taking a look at his underlying numbers, go and do that and understat. That might be pretty interesting. Maybe he's a little bit unlucky to only have 6 because he's got very able creators either side of him, or maybe a lot of those key passes are coming from free kicks, they're coming from set pieces and are padding out their numbers slightly. That can happen, you see. So he's got decent service, Piatek. Let's see how he sort of adapts to life at Milan. I am enjoying this though. Finally, a big move has happened. Higuain's confirmed. Can he break the curse of the number 9 at Chelsea? Will he take the number 9? In fact, I think Piatek was having the same sort of issue, wasn't he?
There's a curse of number 9 at AC as well.
9.
Yeah, so he may well be number 19, apparently, according to rumours from behind the camera.
What would you do as a striker, as a ballsy striker? Would you take on the number 9 and say, I'm going to break the curse? Or would you be like, listen, I don't need that hassle. I don't need that hanging over me. 19 is fine.
I think I'd go to break the curse. I think I'd go to break.
Maverick.
But I'm not a striker, so I wouldn't do it. But if I was in his shoes, as an arrogant ballsy striker, yeah, I would. So.
What would you do? Let us know in the comments below. Moving on.
Our second confirmed transfer from Transfer Review, but we couldn't ignore it because it is a very interesting one, potentially very exciting one as well for European football in general. Frenkie de Jong to Barcelona. Chris, what has happened in the last 24 hours?
It's been going on for quite some time, hasn't it? Long John Silver, this transfer, but it looks like he's finally confirmed as a Barcelona player. They've fended off interest from PSG, who are willing to part with 70 million euros for the prodigious young talent, but advanced talks between the Catalans and Ajax have been confirmed, actually supposedly hammered out a deal in Amsterdam believed to be worth up to 86 million euros. So they are overpaying somewhat. Transfermarkt values him at 60 million euros, which seems a little bit conservative, but probably fair at this point. Barcelona are paying over the odds to secure his transfer. Now, this deal is supposedly being split into 75 million up front and 11 million in add-ons, and it's understood that de Jong will be joining the Blaugrana this summer, so not imminently, with the club having secured Jason Murillo and Kevin Prince Boateng, who we've covered extensively on other programmes, on loan already this January. And that squad is going to look bloated come the summer, isn't it? They've got 8 midfielders at least on the books in that first team. Arthur's now well established in that side and has really captured the hearts of the Blaugrana faithful, hasn't he, by appearing to be a worthy heir to Xavi's throne. Carlos Elena has made his La Liga debut this season, and the fans want to see more La Masia talent coming through. I think the world as a whole wants to see the La Masia sort of revitalise itself a little bit. Busquets and Rakitic turning 31 and 32 in the summer, so maybe some of them are aging out slightly, but could be a new era, Mike.
I think it definitely is, like you're saying. Yeah, I mean, their current kind of 3 most prominent midfielders, all in their 30s, and then along with Arthur and Rabiot, who comes in the summer, this could potentially be completely new look Barcelona trio.
Vidal's going to get no minutes.
Yeah, I mean, it's a shame for Vidal actually, because he's actually been kind of one of the better players this season for Barca. But this is really exciting. This could potentially be the best midfield we've seen since Busquets, Xavi, and Iniesta at Barca. At least in terms of the kind of promise that they bring, and obviously Rabiot, de Jong, and Arthur, all very, very complete midfielders in terms of their skill set. Obviously, you spoke about Rabiot a lot on Transfer Review last week, just how effective he is at the moment for PSG.
Yeah, he's literally doing everything. He's a bit of an anomaly at the moment, but I don't know how many minutes he's going to get. Now he's agreed to join PSG because the powers that be did say, like, we won't play him anymore
Yeah, well, I mean, who cares, does he?
Yeah,
He's going to Barcelona.
But different ideas about that. Trying to navigate the last 16 in the Champions League.
Yeah, true. Yeah, especially with Neymar now out as well, it looks like. But anyway, De Jong, because we are talking about De Jong, has been fantastic this season. Really has kind of broken out in the last few months, hasn't he, after a very impressive 17-18 campaign as well. He's got 3 league goals, which is actually more than any Barca central midfielder this season.
Wow. Probably
says a little bit about kind of Barcelona's system, Valverde's system, than kind of the ability of the Barcelona midfield.
So you've got Catalan family.
Yeah.
You spend a lot of time in Barcelona. What is the general feel? Because it feels quite apathetic about Valverde. If he left, would anyone be dismayed?
No.
No.
I don't think so. I mean, like, it's the same kind of thing with, Barcelona fans are I think we've discussed before, are a lot more like Real Madrid fans than they'd like to admit in terms of their standards are ridiculously high. And I don't think, but Valverde may well win a second consecutive La Liga, but Barcelona fans, they love a 4-3-3 and they want to play a certain way. They want the Cruyff style of football, and obviously Valverde has tried to adapt a little bit to that, but it's not really in his DNA himself as a manager. So, I don't think they would be dismayed. And I think, to be honest, with that kind of midfield 3, they will certainly be more effective under a more dynamic manager. So, I think I can see Valverde maybe staying another season after this one if he does win La Liga. But
steady the ship a little bit with his big money signings.
But I can't really see anyone else unless they go for suddenly, try and get Setien in through the door in the summer or something, because I do actually want to see that. That'd be fantastic.
Total football. I mean, if he lasts another year, then he'll probably be averaging the average lifespan for an elite manager at Barcelona. I think Pep only lasted 4, didn't he? So exactly. 3 years is no mean feat.
And Valverde definitely has not aged anywhere near as much as Pep did in those years. Yeah. So maybe he's just keeping it all kind of going pretty nicely.
Tickety boo, safe hands.
And if Barcelona can go into this new era without a kind of crisis period, which we're used to seeing in kind of Barca history, then it's kind of everyone's a winner, really.
He must be rubbing his hands at the fact that everyone around him is, all out at sea. Yeah. Real Madrid, Sevilla are dropping off now. Atletico Madrid can't score goals. Like it's ridiculous. Barcelona are just like ticking along. Messi's just kind of continuing to defy the odds, and now they've added De Jong to the picking ranks.
So it is pretty fortunate for Barcelona this season. Anyway, back to De Jong, because he will add a lot to this Barcelona midfield. Not only does he have more goal involvements than Rakitic in around 250 less minutes, he also is averaging more tackles and interceptions than the Croatian with 3.6 compared to his 3. He is beaten by Vidal and Busquets, who are averaging 3.8 and 4.5 tackles and interceptions respectively, but still remains very impressive considering just how dominant Ajax have been this season. We're talking about Barcelona ticking along a little bit, dropping points here and there, very much benefiting from everyone else around them doing badly. But Ajax are ridiculously dominant despite still being second in the Eredivisie. They've only dropped 5 points, and 2 of those points were dropped on the weekend, I believe. And until the weekend as well, they'd conceded just 8 goals until that ridiculous 4-4 draw with Heerenveen.
What happened there?
I had no idea.
Go back and watch those highlights.
Yeah, definitely should. But they are also averaging 21 shots a game, which is the most in the division and significantly more than Barca, I think, are averaging about 17 or 18. Still very good, obviously. But just goes to show what a dominant side he's in. So if he's racking up that many tackles and interceptions, that's accounting for a lot. In contrast, Barcelona have already conceded 21 goals this season. That's more than Getafe, 5 more, in fact. So there is a lot of defensive shoring up there to do. Obviously, Umtiti's been out, so that's exacerbated things a little bit, but nevertheless, they could definitely do with De Jong's energetic defensive ability in that midfield. Busquets is not getting any younger, of course. And he also completes 80 passes per game for Ajax. Obviously, Ajax are a very free-flowing team, so that's to be expected. But only Busquets, Arthur and Rakitic are completing more than that in the Barcelona side. So he's in good company there. And he's actually producing more key passes than any of those 3 with 1.3 per 90. So we've sung his praises for a long time, but this guy is the complete midfielder.
He's not giving up at either end,
Yeah, if obviously it could take him a little bit of time to adapt to being at a club like Barcelona, but the signs are there that this guy could be an absolute world beater in 3 years' time.
It'd be really interesting to see where De Ligt ends up as well.
Yeah, because they are interested in him as well.
Yeah, I've always kind of seen them moving as a pair. They've been linked obviously to Barcelona as a pair, but De Ligt has also been captured the imagination of the Bavarians, Bayern Munich, and PSG as well. So maybe PSG, because they lost out on De Jong, might go in big for De Ligt, but who knows where he'll move, his partner in crime. What do you think De Jong is going to add to that Barcelona side come the summer? Barcelona fans, are you extremely happy with this? Or, you know, do you think he might not clock up that many minutes owing to the talent you already have? Let us know in the comments below.
86 mil, he probably should, shouldn't he? But,
Our last transfer then before the shocker is Hirving Lozano to Napoli. I quite like this one. What are reports suggesting?
Well, obviously, yeah, this is far from confirmed. This is very much in the rumour mill at the moment. But there have been a lot of reports over the last 2 weeks suggesting that Ancelotti and Napoli are very interested in signing Lozano from PSV. Apparently the manager says he absolutely loves the Mexican forward, who is contracted to the Dutch club till 2023. So like Ajax with De Jong, I think they could command quite a big price.
Strong bargaining position.
Definitely. Like, he's valued at 40 million euros by transfer marks, which is very, very low estimation, I think. Couldn't get the CIES because they don't cover the Eredivisie, which is annoying. But
sort it out.
Never mind. Yeah, exactly. Offers of around 35 million have been rejected already for the 23-year-old. Again, I think they should be asking for 50 mil plus at least.
Yeah. For a goal threat like this.
Yeah, I mean, he's a great goal threat. He's a great creator, isn't he? And he's not kind of let his foot off the gas since he's arrived in Europe. Obviously came to PSV from Mexico back in the summer of 2017.
A good World Cup, always sticks
very good
10,
World
15
Cup as well.
on the old valuation.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, he adapted instantly to the Eredivisie. Obviously, it's a little bit of a step down from Serie A, but nothing he can't handle, I don't think. He's got 11 goals and 6 assists in 18 Eredivisie games this season in that fantastic PSV team. And yeah, it's actually improvement on last season. Last season he was averaging a goal involvement every 94 minutes. This season that's down to 90. So he guarantees you a goal or assist every single game, this guy. But obviously Napoli, a big attacking force themselves.
Yeah.
Do they actually need Lozano? Is he where they should be?
It's a bit of an odd one, isn't it? Because Insigne is still bossing it down that left-hand side, which is actually Lozano's preferred position. Like I said, we saw him prosper there for Mexico in the World Cup. And Insigne, 7 goals and 5 assists in 15 appearances, donning the armband as well. So the club are well endowed, let's say, in the forward area. Milik and Mertens to boot as well. They've got 19 league goals between them. I think Milik, last time I checked, had 11 in 10. And I'm really happy for Milik because he got a big money move there, suffered some terrible injuries, didn't he? But now he's gone off like a rocket at the start of this campaign. Mertens also has 7 assists to his name as well, which is the most in the side. So I'm sure Ancelotti won't want to disrupt that triumvirate. However, Chucky has been playing on the right-hand side this season for PSV, and that's where maybe Napoli fans have kind of seen their weakness in the elite games, in the Champions League. In times gone by, in the last couple of seasons, let's say, with Callahan normally set up there, covers a lot of ground, doesn't he? Callahan was vital to Sarri's way of playing in terms of off-the-ball movement, in terms of pressing, so deserves a lot of credit in that area. But he does turn 32 in February. And their only other option out on the right-hand side is 22-year-old Adam Unas, who I don't know a lot about. He's got 2 goals in 339 minutes this campaign, so made a very promising start. But Lozano, when you look at the numbers, does look like it would be a significant upgrade on Callahan, at least in an attacking sense. He's averaging a goal involvement every 215 minutes this campaign, so not his most prolific, but never been as prolific as the others, has he? Lozano averaging 3.2 shots per game to Callahan's 1.8, 2.3 key passes to 2.2, although his 75% pass accuracy does lag behind Callahan. Is pretty incisive for a forward with 85% pass accuracy. But Lozano's got that jinkiness in him, that ability to beat a man. And Callahan has never been that player. In fact, only averaging 0.2 dribbles this season in Serie A. So I think if you want to see more goals, if you're desperate to be chasing down a Juventus side who are relentless in front of goal this season, owing to Cristiano Ronaldo, then this might be one of those fine margins that helps you catch up a little bit. I mean, Juve look like they've already got first place wrapped up, but Napoli are only a couple of shock results away from kind of maybe surrendering second place, although Inter Milan are doing their best to lag behind, aren't they, in a lot of regards. I think they drew the weekend just past, cover them on Euro Roundup. So I think this would be a really good move, and I'm really interested to see how he adapts to the Serie A. Like you say, although another 6 months in this dominant PSV side might be good, you know, because minutes aren't guaranteed at Napoli at all, are they? So maybe when Callahan turns 32 and they make some more moves in the summer, this might make more sense. But do you think he'll move in Jan? Have you got the inside track? Because we bloody haven't.
And who else as well? Because he is a popular figure, isn't he, Lozano? Arsenal have been interested before. Liverpool have been interested
Bayern Munich
before.
as well.
Yeah.
They need wingers, don't they? But they
do.
look set on old Cho, Callum Hudson-Odoi. Although if they paid 45 million for Hudson-Odoi and Napoli got Lozano for 40, 45.
Absolute snap.
Yeah, snippers. Bang, moving on.
So it's time for our transfer shocker as always. And this time it's James Rodriguez to Arsenal. This has been talked about before, but fresh reports coming in, aren't they?
Multiple reports, mate. Yeah, and apparently the Gunners are looking to bring him and Suarez in on loan. Dennis Suarez, obviously not Louis. And if they're successful, they'll let Ramsey leave in January to Juventus for £10 million. Now, it looks like Suarez has at least been agreed in principle, but the sticking point is that Barcelona want a fixed fee and an obligation to buy in January, which is no wonder given how many central midfielders they've got. We touched upon that earlier. I think they could probably get him at a cut price, but been a lot of disruption behind the scenes at Arsenal. Sven Mislintat leaving. They don't know who they want as technical coach or sporting director. There's a bit of a merry-go-round going on, isn't there?
Yeah, it's really bad timing,
so their transfer policy
really
isn't really clear. They've been linked with Monchi from Roma, but then his transfer policy has always been digging out diamonds in the rough, and that might not be feasible with Brexit on the horizon, so he might be a little bit wary about going to a closed-door UK because his strength really lies in his local scouts in France and in Spain. And if you'd like to know more about how Brexit could possibly impact football, then please check it out on our one-to-one on Eurofootball Daily. And I don't really see why Real Madrid would sort of allow this to happen. Where's the benefit for them other than, I don't know, maybe improving the loan fee if they can transfer him over from Bayern Munich?
Yeah,
but
I mean,
it seems weird that Bayern had let him go as well. And do Arsenal want another number 10 that might have to be forced out wide in Unai Emery's system? I don't know, Michael. I'm so confused.
Yeah, it is a weird one, isn't it? I mean, apparently Bayern and Real are relatively happy for this deal to go ahead. But obviously it's more James, who I can't imagine particularly wants to go to Arsenal. Apparently he ideally would actually like to go back to Real Madrid and fight for his place, but obviously they're now stepping up their interest in Eriksen.
I don't know why.
Standing interest in Hazard as well.
They should take him back with open arms. Their front three would be a massive upgrade on Vasquez, wouldn't it?
Yep.
A massive upgrade on Bale, probably, because Bale can't stay fit. Probably score more goals than Benzema.
Yeah, I mean, James as well has had his fitness issues as well. Obviously, he's been out
true.
for a while
That
this
is true.
season as well. He's been limited to under 500 minutes as well. But when
words.
he has played, he has been decent. He's got 3 goals so far, 0 assists, but he is creating 3 chances a game. He's taking 3 shots a game as well in his limited time on the pitch. But yeah, it is a weird one. It just seems like a little bit too far-fetched to happen in January, especially with Arsenal trying to bang out this Suarez deal as well, and Ramsey going to Juve. It just seems very, very messy. And like obviously we've had the kind of Higuain to Chelsea and Piatek to AC Milan. You know, these kind of merry-go-round things can happen, but I think it's kind of a bit easier when you're just kind of looking for a goal scorer rather than someone who you're trying to kind of shift in your kind of creative kind of line behind the striker. I don't know. It's a difficult one. And what would that mean for Ozil as well?
Ozil's on 300k. I mean, James Rodriguez isn't going to be on anything short of 200k, and if they're only going after loan signings because of short-term finances, would they want to pay another 200 for someone for someone who's a creator, much like Mesut Ozil, who's already been paying 300? It's
Unless they let Ozil
it's
go
not a loan, is it? That is a sizable investment.
Yeah, it is a big investment, unless there is something else going on here, which is yet to be revealed, and they offer up Ozil to Bayern in some sort of weird deal like that. But I don't know. I don't really know what's going on at Arsenal, to be honest. George is on the verge of a mental breakdown, I feel. You know, he wants Emery out, doesn't he? He just wants the whole thing to be over, which is, you know, quite, I don't know, entertaining.
Doesn't know who that's in though, does he? And that's why fans aren't in charge of clubs.
Exactly.
So, you know, that's transfer review for another week, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
What else, you know, could George be watching maybe to pick up his spirits across Football Daily?
He could be watching himself on FDFC because Squad Goals is live and kicking.
Pro clubs.
Yeah, finally we're stepping up and playing a bit of FIFA for you guys. So go and subscribe to FDFC. Not only is there Squad Goals in there, there's also Personal Mastermind, there's also non-league vlogs. We covered Salford in the last one, who have recently had David Beckham come in and take the reins to an extent. And also I'm forgetting another one, Sevens. Yeah, we actually play football as well. So everything is over on there. Go and subscribe to that. Keep watching AFD, obviously, and hit the like button if you enjoyed this video. Anyway, see you later.
Bye.